Okay, today we're looking at simplifying algebraic expressions. So remember, expression doesn't have an equal sign, so we don't have to solve it, we just have to simplify it. So we simplify it by grouping like terms, and a like term is something that has the same pronumeral as well as same powers. So if you have a look, 7x is different to a, say, an x squared term, or so these two are similar because of their powers, and their pronumerals or the letters are similar. Okay, when we're looking at this question, write down the like terms in the following list. So we can see, if you look here, there's no other 3x's, just x terms. These 6a and 3a, they are like terms, so I could write 6a and 3a are like terms. And then also, if you look, these 2ax and 5x8, they are actually like terms because they have the same letters and the same powers. So you could say 2ax and 5xa are like terms. So if we look over on this B, we've got negative 2ax. There's no other ax's. We have this one though. This one's 3x squared a, and that one, they've all got the same letters to the same powers, yeah, etc. Okay, if we look up and we're asked to simplify, that means what you're going to do is you group the like terms and then add or subtract them. So if you look at this first one, 4a and 5a are like terms, so we group them. That would be 9a plus 3. So there's your answer with this one. So the 3x is similar, so I'll group them together, and then I've got 2y minus 3y. So 3x plus 5x is 8x, and then I've got 2y minus 3y, which would be minus y. So there's your answer for B. And if we do this one, we have a look. 5xy is similar to 2xy, and then I've got the 2xy squared is similar to that one. So if we group them, we've got 5xy minus 2xy, okay, plus 2xy squared plus xy squared. So then we keep grouping them. So a 5 and a 2 makes 7xy plus, and then we've got 3 of these ones. So there's our answer. Okay, with the multiplying, we can do it. When you multiply algebraic terms, what you got to do is you just multiply the numbers first, and then you multiply the letters just by putting them together. So if you multiply the numbers, 2 times 7 is 14, and then you'd have a times d. Now we don't need to have the a and d separated with this symbol here, so we can just write the answer as 14AD. And they normally put the letters in alphabetical order, but it doesn't matter. Okay, if you look at this one, so we're going to multiply the numbers and then the letters, or the letters. So let's have a look if we do that. We'll have negative 3 times 8 times m times m times n. So we end up with negative 3 times 8 would be negative 24. And when you have an m times an m, what that actually ends up being is you've got m squared times n. So once again, we don't need to have this times in between the letters, so we can write our final expression as m squared n, like that. Okay, when we're down here and we're dividing, you can cancel down like you normally do. So we can say with the numbers, 6 goes into 6 once and 6 goes into 18 3 times. So, and then just tidy that up. You're left with 3x over 1, and we don't need to have over 1. We know that just means 3x. So here, when we see 12a squared b divided by 8ab, Now remember, you can write a squared as a times a. And so what you can actually say, if you've got a squared there, you can actually cancel the top and bottom. So I can cross one of them out, and I've got b on the top and the bottom, and then I might cancel down. I might say 4 goes into 12 3 times, and 4 goes into 8 2 times. So tidy it up. I'm left with a 3 and an a on top, and just 2 on the bottom, and there's my answer. Okay, with this last one, a rectangle. So always good to draw diagrams when they're giving you these worded problems. So I've got a rectangle, and its length is 3 times its width. So if I call that its width, they're saying this distance here, the length, is actually 3 of them, 3 W's. So write an expression for its perimeter. So you know the perimeter is when you add up all the sides. So you've got really 2 lengths plus 2 W's. So instead of writing a length, we know that a length is actually worth 3 W's. So I can write it like that. So then you can multiply it out. So 2 times 3 is 6 W's plus 2 W's. So therefore we can add them because they're like terms, and we end up with 8W for perimeter. There's that's an equation. So when they ask for an expression, you really just have to write 8W. Okay, now with the area, so the area is equal to length times width of a rectangle, but we know our length is like saying 3 W's. So when we have a W by a W, if you remember before, I said we can write that like a W squared. So there's my expression for the area of this rectangle. All right, you guys can do 3B, questions 1 to 6 in your booklets or from your textbook.